This is the Nebraska U.S. Senate debate live from the NET television studios in Lincoln, and now it's your turn to ask a question of our candidates. For months, NET News, together with libraries across Nebraska, has encouraged citizens to record short videos in which they talk about the issues important to them and also ask a question they'd like the Senate candidates to answer. We call the project Voter Voices. Tonight, you'll hear from 2 Nebraska citizens, and our first Voter Voices question comes from Margaret Bowser of Omaha.
The other problem that I would like to see addressed in the next 4 years is huge campaign finance reform. Our elections today being sold to the highest bidder. And that's not what our democracy should be about.
So, Senator Kerrey, you are first to respond.
Would you repeat that? Did you have a 2-part question? Because
the focus is on campaign finance reform.
Okay. So. Look, when I say I'm going to fight to change Congress, I mean it. I've got a 45-word amendment to our Constitution that I think would make George Norris proud. I actually announced it in McCook, Nebraska a couple weeks ago. And here's what it says. What it says is that Congress must organize itself in a nonpartisan fashion. It says that you can have no more than 12 years of consecutive service. And it says that Congress has the authority to ban all outside money and place real limitations on what could be spent in campaigns. Because the questioner is right. Even if it's not reality, the perception is that our politics have been corrupted by money. You know, I remember running in 1982 and thinking, well, you know, nobody thought that you were corrupt as a consequence of what it took then. It's a pittance compared to what it is today. The Constitution says if you're 30 years old and a citizen, you can run. But the reality is if you can't raise $7 or $8 million, you're not qualified. There's no question it's corrupting our political process. There's no question it's corrupting our decision-making. And we've got to change our Constitution to give the Congress the authority to actually limit what can be spent in campaigns.
Thank you, Senator Kerrey. Senator Fischer.
Thank you. I'm very proud of the fact that on our last campaign finance report that both of us turned in, over 70% of my contributions came from within the state of Nebraska. They came from Nebraska citizens. With Mr. Kerrey, over 70% of his money, his contributions, came from out of state. If we're going to run campaigns, I hope to engage citizens, and that's what I've been doing, is traveling this state, engaging citizens, garnering great grassroots support all across Nebraska. We did it in the primary. There was so much enthusiasm, so much excitement, and we have that now. We have it with local people here in the state of Nebraska. When you're talking about possible finance reforms, I think we need more transparency. I think we need more accountability. You can look at requiring, instead of quarterly reports, maybe monthly reports. You know, there's changes that can be looked at to make it a more open and transparent process. That's what campaign finance is about.
Thank you, Senator Fischer. Senator Kerrey, 30 seconds.
I just fundamentally disagree. I mean, if we don't amend our Constitution to give the Congress the authority to ban outside spending and limit campaigns, you're going to see a continuation of this terrible fact. Waterboarding is more popular in Nebraska today than the Congress. And the reason is they think Congress is bought and paid. The big Wall Street banks spent $400 million in 2009, 2010 trying to water down the financial regulation bill, and they're trying to get it repealed again. Money matters in these campaigns, and it's corrupted our political decision-making.
Senator Fischer, 30 seconds.
Well, I can tell Nebraskans that have donated to my campaign, over 70%, they don't expect that they bought any vote. It doesn't happen in the legislature, and it's not going to happen in the United States Senate. And for someone to say, Mr. Kerrey, that you want to amend the Constitution, easier said than done. You know, that's a very difficult process to go through. And I think in amending the Constitution to making a nonpartisan body, how does that help with campaign finance, which needs to be open and transparent?
Oh, God.
Thank you, Senator.